check, check. There we go. All right. Sweetie, come here. Oh, you can finish your bite. Just took a big bite, and when I went to put the halter over her muzzle, she just paused like, oh. All right. All right, so let's work on this sweet mare here. This is Gabby. Hey, sweetie pie. Oh, this mare is definitely one that makes the stereotype about red mares seem untrue, because she's super sweet, really nice. If anything, she's a little nervous sometimes, and when she gets her adjustments, she can kind of get a little excited or spooky, if you will, and just kind of go hide out in the corner. So she kind of takes a second to warm up, but once she does, she's super sweet, and when she gets scared, she just wants to kind of run away versus try to be nasty with you. But she's been having problems. Something's going on with her right hind. They think it's in her foot or her hock. They're not 100% sure. So if you see that white stuff back there on her back legs right there, so that's poultice. They also call that clay. And what it's doing is it's supposed to draw out the heat and help take away the inflammation. And because they think the issue may be in her hock, they have that stuff back there on both legs. It's hard to do this backwards in the camera. Good morning, Selah. Is that how we say your name? Selah? Yeah, she's a super pretty mare, really well behaved. One of my favorites for sure. Tries really hard. You know, she's just one of those mares that will give you everything she has, you know, no matter how she's feeling. And so, you know, I have a lot of respect for horses like this, and really love to help them, because they just give their riders everything. And, you know, even though she's a little bit sore, she still tries her best. But right now she's getting some time off to hopefully heal up from whatever's bothering her. She's a little rotated back here in her pelvis. Pretty good. Got a left PI, which basically means that the left side SI joint is rotated up and back. We call that posterior inferior. And that's the position of the SI joint when that leg is coming forward. So here's the SI joint. So you got the sacrum in the middle here. So we got sacrum, ilium, and that's the SI joint. Sacrum, ilium, that's the SI joint. So we have SI joints on both sides of the pelvis. So if this is the ilium side of what I just showed you, when that left leg comes forward, that SI joint rotates backwards. When the leg goes back, the SI joint rotates forward. So it's doing this. That's at the ilium side. So as we're walking and as she's running, it's doing this. So when I feel her high on the left, what I'm saying is that her ilium is rotated up and back on that left side, just like that, posterior inferior. So she palpates high there. And a lot of times when you go to look at your horses and you say, oh, you know, what I'll hear from clients is, oh, my horse's hip is out on the left, or her hip is high on the left. And just like a lot of people do, they kind of confuse hips with SI joints, you know. So if somebody would come to me and go, oh, my hips are sore, I always have to go, do you mean hips? Because this is where the hips are. Or I go, do you mean hips right here? Because a lot of people go, oh, my hips are sore, and they'll grab here. But those are your SI joints most of the time, L5S1, something like that. And so for the horse, I often get, oh, my horse's hips are out, or, you know, out is not a correct term, but that's just what people will often say. They'll say, oh, my horse's hips are out, right? And they'll come back and they'll look back here and be like, oh yeah, she's high on her left hip, but that's not her hip, it's her SI. So when I say I'm palpating, you know, and she's high on the left, what I mean is that SI joint is out of position and it's stuck in flexion on the left and extension on the right. So hopefully that kind of makes a little bit of sense there. Hey, good morning, Jacqueline. Yeah, she is pretty solid. She's interesting though because she's super friendly, you know, very cuddly, but you know, she, like, her face to me doesn't look like that, if that makes sense. Like, she always looks like she's a little bit hesitant like that, you know, but at the same time she loves her pets and loves her cuddles, so I'm always happy to give those. No, you didn't misspell. Your name says Salaz Small Homestead. I'm just wondering how you say it. All right. Good morning, Tove, I think. Shoot, I always forget how to say your name. I'm sorry. I hope you forgive me for butchering that every time. All right. So, all right. So we got SI joint PI on the left, and we call the opposite side AS because it's down and forward. We call it anterior superior. Oh, hey girl. And we also have a little tenderness right there in her wither. You can see her head pop up every time I push there. So what's going on here? Well, we have an SI joint that's rotated back, right? We got the SI joint rotated down and back in that PI position. And when you have that, you also have paraspinals up here that run, yeah, they run down the back and they attach to the ilium. So if this is rotated back, it's pulling tension on all the muscles that attach there, and that causes spasms along this chain. It's called the longissimus. Oof. So that matches what I'm finding back here. So if I thought she had sore withers, you know, a lot of people will say, oh, she's, you know, they get concerned that it's a saddle, and they'll go, oh, she's sore, is it a saddle? And if you just fix the area where she's sore here, you're not getting to the cause of the problem. Oh, what are you doing? Come on. Oh, good girl. All right. So I like to try to correct these misalignments here with pressure points first. And then if I need to, I'll do a manual adjustment. But I love the pressure points. So since we're up and back here, we want to use a pressure point in front of the pelvis to make that thing come down and forward. And even if it doesn't release there, because we have that SI joint in extension, we can get on that thing and give it that adjustment there. Oh, hey. Oh, easy, easy. Whoop. Good morning. So we think she has a sore hock or sore foot or something on the right side?
Yeah, so her back right hock, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Earlier this week, it looks like her front left shoulder.
Okay. Okay, so we got that, something on that diagonal anyway. Come on.
Which is usually her typical issue that she gets. She gets something.
Something on that side. Is she head bobbing or anything, or is she just, no?
Just been lame.
Okay.
So if this didn't fix it, I was going to get a lameness if they ever do all the pain.
Okay. Wait, she's lame, but she's not head bobbing at the trot?
She's just like gimping on it.
Oh, okay. At the walk too?
At the walk, not her hop at the walk. When she's trotting, it's her back leg.
Okay.
And then her front leg disappeared, I'd say Wednesday, Tuesday this week. It started about Thursday last week.
Okay.
But the front leg thing just disappeared after a while.
Okay. Oh,
I'm
good
not
girl.
entirely sure.
I know. Oof. Might be dealing with more of an SI thing. She's pretty locked up here, and that was quite the response. Oof. Yeah, that's SI, I think. I know. Girl. hip soreness there. Yeah. Come on. Girl. Oh. You're all right. Ah, she's ouchy today. Come on. Oh. Oh. Good girl. Good. Hey. Oh, there we go. Just ouchy today. She is normally not like that, not like a, you can see her bring her head around and kind of nip. She wasn't trying to nip, that's just communicating. But she's just sore today. Bring it forward a little bit. Good girl, good girl. So I'm not getting that same reaction on the right side of her with her. I'm pushing pretty good there. But on the left side, just not, you can see her head coming up and her eyes kind of get big. Just not liking that. So I'm going to adjust this, and then I'm going to rotate her head around to her shoulder and see if we can get some releases here and in that lower neck. But she definitely feels like she's got SI joint pain, and this is a compensation going on in here. So I'm going to apply a nice slow pressure. I'm going to adjust. Hey. No, man. And then we're going to adjust it left to right. So she's not being nasty. She's just not comfortable. But she can't be allowed to. Oh, that was huge. Let's see. Girl. That was great. Let's see how that feels. Good girl. So no pain directly over the top line, so that's nice. There we go. Come on. All right, so let's rotate her around. Get her to touch her shoulder. Oh. There. She got there, but that was not smooth. Oh. Let's check the other side. There we go, so better to the left. She's sore. Ooh, yeah, sore in the biceps. Just check here. Ooh, man, worse here. So she's got something going on in the hind end. She won't want to drive off that hind end. and they'll tend to pull with their front legs instead. And if they're pulling themselves forward, that involves the biceps, and these bicep tendons get really, really tender right there. Oh, oh. So I'm just gonna do some, hey, easy. Gonna do some nice, oof, nice easy muscle work here. You can see that reaction. And I'm not pushing hard at all on this thing. Yikes. Oof. She is really sore here. Bicep tendon on the left. I mean, I'm just barely pushing at all. Wow. Easy, hey, easy, easy. Oh. I know, oh, good girl, easy, 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 good girl. Oh man. So she's probably, you know, she's got something going on back there and she's not wanting to push off with that right hind. She's gonna use that left shoulder and pull. Yeah, and when she pulls, she's doing that, and that's all bicep, so it gets sore. Oh, really? Oh. Has she ever had any hock or stifle injections before? No?
I've been thinking about getting hock though.
Oof, man.
The vet come out and do a latest exam, and she said that she probably need them.
Okay. Interesting though, because she's not sore. She's not sore in her low back. That all feels really good. Hey, you're all right. Good girl. Good girl. But, I mean, it doesn't always show up there, so. There we go.
Yeah, for her, I never actually know what's hurting because it's never actually what she's showing.
Yeah.
I always know I look somewhere else for her.
Yeah. Well, she just seems like the kind of mare that will give you everything she has, even if she's sore, you know?
So yeah. And then once she's showing that she's actually hurting, it's like she's
Yeah.
hurting.
Oh, sweetheart. Let me see if that other side's the same. I know, I'm sorry.
Fortunately, she's a really hard worker.
Yeah, man. Let's see. Yeah, she's sore on both of these. Hey, I know. Easy, girl. Easy. It's okay. Easy. I know.
She is really overdue too.
Oof. Easy. I know. You're okay. I know, sweetheart. I know. Good girl. Sometimes it hurts them and you just gotta keep going. Hopefully work through the pain to help them feel better. There you go. Good girl. A couple different spots here. So I'm just doing a little trigger point work, trying to get this stuff to calm down a little bit. There we go. Oh, there we go. Nice. There we go. Oh, there's a good girl. Wish I could get that on the other side. Let's see. Can we get that same snappy reaction? Probably. Oh no, look at that. Beautiful. So that's, look at that. Now she's kind of wiggling her lips, and that's a good feeling right there. There we go. Yeah. Man, that changed quite a bit. right, sweet. Love when you get that change. So we go from trying to bite my head off to, oh yeah, baby. I don't know if you can see that. Let me turn the camera a little bit. So you can see how she was nipping at me, and now in the same area, she's like, oh baby. Girl. All right. Let's see how, ooh, we got some pull sensitivity there. Yikes. Let's check the right side. So right side's not, oh, we got a little there. This is ears, might be ears. Yeah. Not a big fan of her ears getting touched there. Let's check hyoid. Hyoid's nice and comfy. That's great. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Check TMJ. There we go. Oh. So TMJ is pretty comfortable over here. I'll check hyoid as well. We got some reaction on the hyoid on this side. It's a little sensitive. Come on, girl. Let's recheck this side too. Yeah, so nothing here. Nothing on this side, but the other side. Oof. Oh. So what I'm gonna do for that is take her tongue out here. Just make sure she doesn't have canines. She's got little babies. But if they have canines, you just want to make sure that you stay in front of them. She's really pulling her tongue back in her mouth. There we go, got it. So I'm just gonna take it out. And what she'll do is she'll try to pull it back into her mouth towards the other side. And I'm not pulling on her tongue, I'm just holding it out, if that makes sense. So what I'm doing is I'm just giving her resistance so that she has to use the muscles up under here to pull the tongue back in. So we're gonna get that contraction, relaxation, contraction, relaxation. And as she relaxes, her tongue will start to come out farther and farther and farther, as long as I keep the same amount of tension. Oh, there. And she'll start to relax. Good girl. There we go. So she'll stop fighting it so much, but you can see how much she's using her tongue and that lower jaw. And that's gonna help those muscles relax that control the movement of the tongue, which is causing the pain on that right side. Good girl. There we go, good. So I'll give her that for a second, and then you'll see the changes here. It's pretty dramatic. Oh, good girl. Girl. Good girl. And you'll see, like, you can see her moving her head all over. She's still playing with her tongue, moving that jaw around, because there's so many muscles that attach at the hyoid. You got muscles that control the movement of the tongue. You got a muscle that attaches from the hyoid to the pole, called the occipitohyoid muscle. And then you have the omohyoid muscles that come down and attach the shoulder from the hyoid. And then the sternohyoid, so muscles come down from the hyoid and attach to the sternum. So there's a lot going on up here. And if those muscles are sore, it will cause a lot of different problems. Oh, and you can see her head's down. That's a great position. And then let's check her hyoid again. Oh. So there, you can see, like, I'm pushing hard enough to move her head around, and there's no more pain response there, right? No more head tossing or anything like that. All from just taking the tongue out. It's such an amazing move. And I learned that from a veterinarian in Austria named Dr. Andy Petrick. And he does a lot of TMJ and hyoid work. He's a veterinarian, but now he does only chiropractic work. and just an amazing dude. And he's on Instagram. If you guys follow him, he's got some really cool stuff on there. Works out a lot of horses in Spain, all over Europe. So thank you, Dr. Andy. There, so her jaw looks like it's moving really nice. A lot of times taking care of that hyoid stuff takes care of this sensitivity here too. But she just doesn't like her ears touched, so we won't get a big change in that. Let's see. Oh, good girl. Oh. Good girl. I know. Good girl. It's all right. Good girl. Oh, there you go. Good girl. Oh, there you go. Nice little release in the shoulder there. Good girl. So this part's important, especially for a horse that's dealing with soreness in the hind end, because when I when I bring her leg out like this, it forces her to put her weight on the opposite hind and on the opposite front. So if she can do this pretty comfortably like she is, then at least it tells me this diagonal is probably fine, which matches up with what her owner is saying as well, and with what I'm feeling in the pelvis. Oh, good girl. Oh, come on, stop moving. Oh, man, just wiggle worm. Come on. Good girl. Easy. Easy. Just picks it right up for me. I know you're sore, sweet pie. Good girl. Oh, good girl. Oh, I know. Good girl. All right. This is her bad side, so she's sore on this diagonal. That's when you just got to be careful, not getting bit, paying close attention to their body language. Just go nice and slow, and then you can increase as you go, as she shows that this isn't the problem. Good girl. Good girl. That's okay. You can see what I mean if you've been watching this live for a little bit, how she's kind of jumpy, a little neurotic, so she moves around a lot. Good girl. Good girl.
Oh my God, look at all of them.
So even if the issue is in her right hind, right, if a horse is having a problem somewhere, they're going to be compensating in other parts of their body. And so you want to make sure that while they're dealing with whatever issue they're having, you keep the rest of their body feeling good, right? Because if you sprain your ankle, if you sprain an ankle, you're going to be putting all your weight on the other ankle, and eventually you're going to be walking around with two sore legs, right? So you want to help her maintain while she's trying to heal from whatever injury she's dealing with. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Easy. Good girl. There you go. Easy, sweet pie. Oh, good girl. It's okay to give them loving while you're working on them. Oh, you. That's a good girl. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. She's as big of a sweetheart as she can be right now. Yeah, she's definitely sensitive, but you can tell, you know, she appreciates the help. She's not being nasty, just she's uncomfortable, you know. Hey, good morning, Gary. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's supposed to be 80 degrees here today. What the heck? Definitely does not feel like Christmas time. Feliz Navidad, Alexia. Hola. Buenos dias. All right. Well, she's back to her breakfast. She's like, buddy, you snooze, you lose with me. I'm gonna go right back to my food. All right, well, I'm just gonna back her up, and then you guys can see how she does with her back legs. So, good girl, good girl. All right, so let's see. Let's do that right hind first. That's her bad side. Usually I would do the good side first, but I don't want to do the good side this time, you know, with the hind leg, because if she's sore back here and I lift up that left hind, then she has to put all the weight on the right hind, which is the suspected bad side. And if she lifts up that left hind, then she's got to put all her weight onto the bad side. And if I make it sore, then I'm not going to be able to adjust it, most likely, because she's not going to want me to be putting that pressure into that hind leg. So, oh, good girl. I know, you're a good girl. So we'll do this side first. Oh, do this side first. See how she does with it, and then we'll do the quote-unquote good side. All right, hope. Also got to be careful when picking up the hind leg, especially if they're sore, because you never know what's gonna cause them that pain. So I always just go nice and slow. She's so good. And then just see if she starts to fight me, depending on where I'm at in flexion in her range of motion will tell me where the issue is. And so her hock is really nice, right? That's really good flexion there. Her stifle is pretty much fully engaged. And now she's really accepting of that pressure through her SI. Good girl. Good. And then I like to bring that leg out. Good girl. And abduction to get some hip stretch going on there too. So my personal opinion with her is that it's not in her lower leg at all. I'm thinking up higher. It's either going to be up in her SI joint, which is what I think is going on, or based on how she was reacting with that pain in her shoulder or in that bicep tendon, it could be coming from the front end and she's compensating back here, or it's just coming from the front end and it's throwing off her biomechanics in her hind. So, but let's check this side too. You never know. Sometimes they surprise you. So let's bring this leg up and see. Again, and we're comparing side to side. So if her flexion is different here, or she fusses more on this side than she did on the other side, then maybe we're off on the wrong track. But you can see that flexion was nice. Oh, good. Real good release there in that hip. Good girl. So you can see there's really no pain response to this stuff back here. You know, totally fine with that adjustment. So the one thing that's good about having your horses adjusted is, you know, sometimes the clients just don't know where the problem is in their horse, and they might be seeing something or feeling something and going, yeah, I think the problem's here. But as a chiropractor, I'm stressing all of her joints, right? And so I can see directly where that pain is coming from. And with horses, you know, they compensate so well, right? Because in nature, they don't want to show that they're hurt, because if they're hurt, then obviously they become a target for the predators. So they tend to hide where their issues are until they can't. And it's at the point where they can no longer hide it or compensate that they start to show that they're hurt. So oftentimes as a client or as a rider, when you see that your horse is having a problem, there's been a problem for a while. It's just that they can no longer compensate comfortably, and so now you start to see it and feel it under saddle. So as a chiropractor, I'm getting into all of her joints and really feeling where that issue is coming from. And to me, I feel like it's coming from up here, or it's coming from her right side SI joint that's stuck down in extension. So that's what I'll tell the client on this horse. Hope you guys enjoyed the live. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys don't mind hitting that like button for me before I end the live, I'd appreciate it. Got almost 100 people and 21 likes, so if you wouldn't mind helping me out, I would greatly appreciate that. Oh, she's such a sweetie pie. Good girl. I did have 3 horses scheduled here today, but we only have one. I guess there's a couple horses that had the equine flu, so we're not doing those today. So Gabby gets all the time, and then I'm gonna head up and do one more horse up in Fountain Hills, Arizona today, but I don't have any, won't be able to go live there because it's a new client. So thank you guys so much for the lives. Thanks for being with me this morning, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.